Hello and good evening. This is Patty Abel. I am a Young Living Gold Rank member. I've been using Young Living oils for about 5 years now, and we use them for everything in our house. I am happy to be here this evening to share with you guys on what's next after our starter kit and our starter oils. What else can we learn? And what's some of the products that we might want to look at next. So what we're going to cover this evening is history of essential oil usage, constituents, so that's the chemistry side, the limbic system, the top 10 oils not in the premium starter kit, Young Living daily, so products and oils that we might use on a daily basis, essential oil resources, and question and answers. So let's get started. So there's two, if we go in and look at it, there's 2 or 3 different essential oil usage in history. So we hear about the British teachings or the British model, the German model, and the French. So let's look at what all those look like. So British essential oil history, the British originally used essential oils in small quantities, combined with large amounts of carrier oils, and only for a massage. These methods of use have been and still are taught by aromatherapists today, and some people who have been taught the British method feel very strongly that it's the only appropriate way to utilize essential oils. And then we have the German. The German method of usage was taught as true aromatherapy, inhalation of essential oils. Many aromatherapy schools firmly believe and continue to teach this method as the only way to appropriately utilize essential oils. So, what are we seeing? Everybody always thinks that their method's the best, correct? And then there's the French essential oil history. The French method of usage believes that essential oils are best used neat, undiluted, topically. They also use essential oils as a dietary supplement through internal ingestion, but only if the essential oils are truly pure. In fact, more physicians prescribe and administer essential oils intravenously. So the French, and that's because, if we really look back through history, the French are the masters when it comes to distillation, and the purer our oils are, the more usage that we have with them. So Young Living's usage. The founders of Young Living, Gary and Mary Young, feel all 3 methods of usage are acceptable for essential oil use, which is, as we know, is due to our seed to seal quality promise and Gary's extensive training with French aromatherapists. Gary studied extensively in France on how to distill, and then he continues to learn and expand, and then Young Living also, we know, has their own farms, so they know everything that goes into the product and that there's nothing else used. I always call them beyond organic because there aren't any types of sprays or anything used on the products. And all of our farms, when they're bought, have never been farmed before, as far as there's not any residual pesticides or anything, fertilizers or anything in the soil. So it's the purest that you can get. And if you ever get a chance, I highly recommend going and visiting the farms. They will also let you just walk onto the farm and visit. So I say that shows transparency. But as a Young Living member, you may encounter strong feelings about using essential oils internally. So take time to research all sides and respect one another. We use them all 3 ways in our home and have been 4 or 5 years, only since we started using Young Living. What I was using before, I would have never used all 3 ways. Constituents, and now we're going to get into all that chemistry side of essential oils. I've taken tons of essential oil chemistry class, and I'm still learning about the chemistry, but the chemistry, if we really dive into it and you really do research, is where you'll really find all of that, you know, what makes the oils work so well. So the power of an essential oil lies in its constituents and their synergy, so their ability to work together. Each essential oil is composed of 200 to 500 constituents, and essential oils have a unique ability to penetrate cell membranes and travel throughout the blood and tissues. The unique lipid-soluble structure of essential oils is very similar to the makeup of our cell membranes, which enhances their ability to penetrate into the cells. And when topically applied, essential oils can travel throughout the body in a matter of minutes. So they'll travel very fast because they're very small. That's why, you know, a lot of times you'll hear to dilute it, because when we dilute the essential oil with a fatty oil, that slows the absorption rate, because all those tiny oil particles then have to kind of bounce back and forth in those larger fatty oil particles. So it absorbs into the skin a little bit slower. So we're going to discuss 4 main constituents of essential oils: alkanes, phenols, monoterpenes, and sesquiterpenes. And we're not going to go into grave detail on them. This is basically just to kind of give you the outline of some of the different constituents, and I highly recommend that you do some research on your own, because there's a lot of things about them that we can't really talk about in a webinar, but there's lots of information out there. Get into reference books. There's all kinds of different things that you can get that will give you information on these constituents. So first constituent that we're going to talk about is alkanes. So alkanes are chemical compounds that consist of carbon and hydrogen atoms, so that they're also called hydrocarbons. And the chemical structure of alkanes only consists of single bonds. So a fun fact to know on alkane is rose oil stands alone as an essential oil that contains 11 to 19% alkane, which may be why this exquisite oil exhibits so many unique characteristics. And just as a reminder, take time to research. Due to federal restrictions, we are not allowed to go into detail, but you are free to do your own personal research. And I do my own personal research all the time. If you need help on where to go for research, just let us know. So the next one is phenols. So phenols is a group of organic compounds whose aromatic ring is bonded to an alcohol group. Now, this family, the phenols, doesn't mind being called a different name: carbolic acid or benzenol. The molecular formula of phenol is C8H5OH. And I don't know about you, but when I get into this chemistry stuff, my head about explodes. But there, you know, when you do your research, you'll find layman terminologies on this stuff. Common phenols found in essential oils are thymol, thyme, mountain savory, and eugenol, which is in clove, cinnamon, basil, and bay laurel. And then our next one is our monoterpenes. So monoterpenes are present in almost all essential oils. Their action is to inhibit the accumulation of toxic materials. The monoterpenes also enhance the therapeutic value of other components and are the balancing portion of the oil. So they restore the correct information in the DNA of the cell once the sesquiterpenes and the phenolics have done their job. So a fun fact here to know is that it's estimated that there are 1,000 different monoterpenes found in essential oils, and that grapefruit and frankincense mainly consist of monoterpenes. So these are the oils that go in and help correct the DNA in the cells. And then one of my favorites is the sesquiterpenes. So the sesquiterpenes are a hydrocarbon group that is found in essential oils. They stimulate the limbic system of the brain, which helps to elevate our mood, help us relax and be more focused. This class of constituents contains 15 carbons, and it's characteristically similar to alkanes and monoterpenes. So oils high in sesquiterpenes content include cedarwood, patchouli, sandalwood, ginger, vetiver, blue cypress, myrrh, frankincense is another one. So this one is my favorite because these are the ones that really help, you know, the brain. So again, just as a reminder, this was a really very broad explanation of the chemical constituents, just to kind of give you an idea of the chemical constituent side of the oils and what makes them, you know, work. But again, we highly recommend that you do some of your own research. It's really fun to research this part of it, to really see what makes them work, and that, you know, the way things from nature works, there's no accident there. So what is our limbic system? We just talked about how sesquiterpenes can go right into the limbic system. So the sense of smell is the only one of the 5 senses that are directly linked to the limbic lobe of the brain, which is the emotional control center. So, you know, if we think about that, we inhale stuff and it goes right to the emotional brain. So now we can kind of understand how aromatherapy, the essential oils, can help on the emotional side. And, you know, if we think about, if we go all the way back, you know, I always kind of look back in my Bible, if we go all the way back to the Garden of Eden, that's what Adam and Eve all it was around them was plants, flowers. So again, I don't think that was any accident. Fragrance is inhaled, and the airborne odor molecules travel up the nostrils and through the limbic system. So now we're going to go into the top 10 essential oils that are not in the premium starter kit. So these are, you know, what a few people decided were the top ones that most people order next or use beyond their starter kit. So first one we're going to talk about is Deep Relief Roll-On. This one I carry in my purse all the time. It's very handy and convenient because you can just pull it out and roll it right on. You can use it for massage after activity. The aromatherapy of it is very invigorating, very energizing scent. Keep on hand when you go to the gym to apply after a workout. I love kind of rolling this one on the back of my neck and the top of my shoulders. Throughout the day, it's very relaxing. And it's a blend of blended with peppermint. Deep Relief is very cooling also when applied to the skin, and its aroma is very relaxing and energizing. But you know, here it kind of goes into how one of the things I love about the oils is because we can get so many different uses out of them. So this can be very relaxing and calming, but at the same time, it can be very invigorating and energizing. So they kind of give you what you need. Valor, woohoo! Valor's back, yay! One of my favorites of all times. This one's awesome. So Valor, we can apply. One of my favorite ways to apply Valor is, especially when I'm having like a really ultra chaotic day, I love to apply a drop of Valor to my wrists and just hold my wrists together. And, you know, all that, you can feel all that kind of chaotic energy just kind of calm down. You can also apply it to your chest, the base of the neck. You know, this one is very calming. I also feel like it, you know, it's very empowering and gives you courage. So this is the oil that I used when I first started teaching classes for courage, because the idea of teaching scared the dickens out of me. So I applied a lot of Valor onto my chest and my shoulders and inhaled it. We also put it on the bottoms of our feet. It's very calming and grounding. We can add several drops to bath water. You can inhale it from the bottle or diffuse to create a refreshing aromatic environment. I honestly don't diffuse this oil unless it's in a straight diffuser. It's a little thick, and I don't like losing any of the oil. So I like to apply this one, inhale it. You can put it in a straight diffuser, which that's just where you put the bottle and it just blows out straight oil. This blend is very essential in Young Living's signature raindrop technique. So you start, this one's used a lot in raindrop, which is amazing. You can apply it at bedtime for a very peaceful aroma. You know, kids, this one's a great one for kids in school, just from its calming side. And it is one of Young Living's top selling oil blends. It just came back, I think it's been 2 months now. So stock up on it. And cedarwood. We honestly in our house order a bottle of cedarwood a month, and we go through a bottle of cedarwood a month. We use this one for a lot of different things. So cedarwood has a very woodsy, warm, balsamic aroma. It may be added to your favorite skincare products and applied topically. So this is one that we put in my husband's hair, like a hair, not a hair spray, but a spray that we make for his head, for his hair. I like applying this one to my pillow because it just helps my brain quiet and calm for a restful sleep. And we like applying this one. You remember, this is one of the ones, it's a good brain oil, so it's high in sesquiterpenes. And so for the calming and focus value for our daughter, we like to apply it to the back of her neck or about the brainstem and on the crown of her head. It's just a few of the things that we use it for, but we use this one a lot. It's also in one of my favorite nighttime blends, which is not in this presentation, but should be, Tranquil. Tranquil Roll-On is one of my absolute favorites. I roll it on my pillow every night, and nighty-night, sleep tight to me. It has a very powerful aroma, which creates a relaxing, calming, comforting atmosphere when diffused. Its aroma allows you to enjoy the outdoors annoyance-free. So think cedarwood, think through history, even think currently of all the different things that you might use in your home with cedar. And why would you do that? Why do you have that cedar chest or those cedar balls hanging in your closet or in your drawers? So you could apply a little cedarwood to cotton ball or something and stick it in your dresser drawers. Massage it into the scalp for the appearance of healthy looking skin or healthy looking hair. I know some women that will put a drop in their mascara for healthy eyelashes. And Joy. So Joy, very floral. It's a beautiful blend that, as they say, harmonizes and has a joyful aroma. And I can honestly say, you can tell I like to be honest. This was not one of my favorite oils when I first started. I'm not real big on florals. If you love florals, you're going to love this oil. But I've worked through this and I really like it. So I love applying it to my chest, over my heart. I always think of that song back, Joy, 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 down in my heart. I'm not going to sing for you. You wouldn't want me to do that. But it can also inspire a romantic, aromatic atmosphere, so you can diffuse it. I like adding sometimes different things when I diffuse this one. One of my friends turned me on to doing Joy with some peppermint is really nice, or I like doing Joy with orange. It also creates a very warm, comforting environment. You can add it to your Young Living lotion or moisturizer to beautify and enhance the appearance of skin. So if you're familiar with rose oil is Enjoy, but we know rose oil is like the most expensive oil that Young Living has, due to how hard it is to come by. 20,000 petals, rose petals, to make 1 pound of rose oil. It's a lot. But if you want to get some rose oil, Joy is a great way of doing that and not having to spend as much. Enjoy comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, so it'll last you a long time. This one's great to put in your diffuser necklace. Diffuse it, apply it to the wrist. Wear it as perfume. So you also add it to your bath and shower gel base, and use it to calm down. Well, there it is. Worn as cologne perfume, exudes an alluring and irresistible fragrance that inspires romance and togetherness. So get yourself a little Joy. Peace and calming. So peace and calming, you diffuse this one before bed for relaxing, calming aroma. I like applying this one to my feet before bed. It's just very kind of, calming, relaxing, improves the appearance of skin when applied topically, provides a peaceful aroma for yoga and meditation. You can diffuse it for its peaceful and relaxing atmosphere at bedtime. Add 5 to 10 drops to Young Living lotions and apply topically to moisturize skin. And it includes the naturally occurring compound camozuline constituent that gives the oil its blue color. So this one is another favorite if you're looking for calming, grounding, focus. It's nice. I do like diffusing this one. And ladies, if you do not have this one yet, get it in your arsenal. Progessence Plus. I use this every single day. I apply it to my neck before I go to bed at night, but it's designed specifically for women, so this is not to be used on the gentleman. It has wild yam and vitamin E, which supports healthy looking skin. Frankincense essential oil, which may help smooth the appearance of fine lines for a more youthful look. You can add it to your daily skincare regimen to promote an attractive complexion, improve the overall appearance of your skin. I use it so that I'm a much happier woman every month. This one just helps balance me out very nicely. And so anyone female, I feel like, should be on this. Definitely do some research on this one. Gary Young and Dr. His name just like totally Purser came up with this blend, and it is awesome. It does have a tendency to go out of stock, so make sure you stock up. I didn't run out. I didn't use it regularly 1 month, and my husband could even tell and told me, don't ever go without that oil again, and always make sure that you have plenty of it on hand. So I always have this one on hand, because obviously I'm not the only one that notices that it makes me a much more pleasant person during those female times. Orange Vitality. I love this in my Ningxia Red. I love adding this to my Ningxia Red. It makes it kind of taste like an orange drink. But it has the naturally occurring constituent limonene. So anytime you hear us say a constituent, research that constituent and all the great benefits that it has. It's a very important ingredient in many of our products, including Ningxia Red and Emu Pro. Emu Pro is a chewable supplement that a lot of people use to help them rest at night, and it also is great for the immune support. But I love adding an extra drop of this to my Ningxia Red. Support your wellness daily by adding 1 to 2 drops in a capsule and taking as a dietary supplement, or you can add 2 to 3 drops to a water bottle or a glass of water for flavor, or mix it with other vitality oils. So you can use this one to cook. So anything that you would use orange orange flavoring in, use your orange oil. You will be amazed at how different and how much more intense and fresh the flavor is when you've used this. So we use this one a lot in our house. We go through a lot of the citrus oils. We order citrus oils monthly. Lemon, lime, orange. We always have them in our water. We're always adding them when we're baking or cooking. So, if you like to bake and cook, definitely look at getting some of the vitality oils. I love adding lemon to pancakes. It really freshens them up. And abundance. We go through an abundance around our house. It goes fast because we all like it. My husband and I both love wearing this one, and we love diffusing this one. We diffuse this one a lot at home. We also diffuse this one a lot in our studio. It's got a very empowering and uplifting aroma, and the aroma can bring abundant feelings of wealth and happiness. So enhanced with oils anciently used as alluring cologne. So you can use this one as a cologne. You can diffuse it to promote a positive attitude. So why might we diffuse this one at home and at our studio? To help give us a positive attitude and those that come in a positive attitude. Developed with oils for an aroma that brings on what is termed the law of attraction. So if you're wanting to work on the law of attraction, get you some abundance. Put it on everything. Wear it. Rub some on, whatever you're wanting to attract more of. It's awesome. White Angelica, our daughter's absolute favorite oil. When you ask her her favorite, she always says White Angelica. But White Angelica, the aroma may provide a sense of protection and guard against negative energy. Not that any of us is subjected to negative energy every day. But if you are, this is a great oil to put a drop in your hand, rub your hands together, apply over the crown of the head, down the shoulders. Just think of it as a little protection, little shoulder pad that you're putting on to just kind of protect yourself. Some days you need it more than others. And our daughter, she loves this one for sleep. So this one helps her sleep. So we apply this one to her pillow. It's very calming for her, and it gives her a sense of protection when she's sleeping. It's very calming, soothing blend that encourages feelings of strength and endurance. You can diffuse it during times of grief, and it creates a very uplifting and spiritual environment. Inhale before public speaking or intimidating events. So this is another one. You can see how you'd really want to have this one in your arsenal. Goes great with valor, a little valor on the chest and a little White Angelica over the shoulders, and off you go to your little public speaking or intimidating event. It won't be, try it and then let us know if it makes a difference. Tea tree essential oil helps maintain healthy looking hair and scalp. Tea tree is just one of those that, everybody I think knows tea tree. Or you'll also know it as melaleuca. So reduces the appearance of blemishes. So you could, apply this one on the face. You could put it into your, facial care products. You can apply to the feet and toenails when needed. And it includes the naturally occurring constituent terpene borol, gamma terpene, and alpha terpene. It is included in purification and Melrose blends, as well as animal scents, rose ointment, and Clariderm. And I saw it listed one time, they called it the survivalist's friend. If tea tree comes, or melaleuca, comes from Australia. I can't remember how many different varieties there are. It's all over the place. And if we think about Australia, that's a survival place. So, you know, think about all the different things that you would need that Melaleuca and tea tree for. So let's look at how, you know, we might introduce our products and replace maybe something that we're already using. So it's not about buying more things when you start your Young Living. It's looking at the products that you have in your home that might be toxic. So, you know, something that I like, there's an app, I know on the iPhone, it's called Think Dirty app. And you can, you know, after this webinar that you listen to, get that app and then go and pick something out, a product out, not Young Living, of course, but one of your, you know, daily products that you use, and put it into that Think Dirty app and see how it comes up. And then message if you want some help on something to replace it with. But you'll be surprised at some of the products that we think are healthy or safe for us aren't as safe as we think they are, because of, you know, our synthetic fragrances and different things that can cause a lot of things. But the cool thing with the Think Dirty app is it'll show you and tell you exactly the ingredients that are not great for you. So, you know, something that we might use and, you know, start replacing items are Thieves Aroma Bright Toothpaste. So there's no fluoride in it. I mean, there's nothing bad in this toothpaste, and I love it. It works great. This is another thing we have on our Essential Rewards every month is toothpaste. Orange Blossom Facial Wash. This is another favorite of mine. Now, I will tell you what I do with mine is I don't use it straight out of the bottle. I extend the life of this puppy. I take a foaming soap pump and put about a tablespoon of the Orange Blossom face wash in it, and then fill it the rest of the way with water. And then I have a foaming Orange Blossom facial wash, and it lasts me a lot longer. So my bottle I've had over half a year, probably much longer than that. Mountain Mint deodorant is another thing that we might use in the morning, instead of, you know, if you're still using store-bought deodorant, put it in the Think Dirty app and see what comes up. Those are pretty scary. Drop of peppermint vitality in your coffee. We do bulletproof coffee at our house because we've cut the sugar out, and we're putting healthy fats into our system. And we use Ocotea vitality oil or cinnamon bark vitality oil. And then you can put just it reminds me of like a pumpkin spice type thing because of the cinnamon bark. And then, you know, either one of those, Ocotea and cinnamon bark, are good for helping balance healthy blood sugar. Master Formula, your multivitamin, and Super C to protect you through the day. We think what else we use in our home. You know, you can look at bath gel, shampoos. We love their shampoos. I love the Morning Start bath gel. Ninja Red. Everybody should start their morning with Ninja Red. If you haven't started Ninja Red yet, definitely look in on that one. That's the best investment that you can make in your health because it supports every single system in the body. Young Living afternoon. So how many of you guys get that midday slump? So some ways that we can incorporate our products to help with that midday slump is our Ninja Nitro shot. It's just, you know, a little tube. You can just take a shot of that, and it's good, healthy energy, a good sustained energy without all the junk and without the jitters that you get from some of those crazy things that they sell at the store. Ninja Red, of course. I like to, if I'm not doing it on the run, and I have a glass available, I like to put my Ningxia Nitro and my Ningxia Red together and then put about 6 ounces of water in it and make just a good energy drink. Sleek bar, just to kind of, you know, give us a boost and fill our tummies. Diffused peppermint in the orb diffuser, or we love peppermint when we travel. Peppermint in my peppermint vitality in the water to wake us up in the afternoon. Maintain wellness with Thieves waterless hand purifier. So this is what we carry. I carry in my purse all the time because, especially when I'm traveling, I do not like to use the toxic soaps that they have in the bathroom. So I wash my hands with water, and then I use my Thieves hand gel. And then some other things that I use midday are my Thiamine supplement, my Power Dries, and Super B. Those help me also through the midday slump. Young Living evening. So how might we incorporate our Young Living products into our evening routine? Relaxation massage oil. I love massaging this into my legs before I go to bed. The Art skincare system, you know, the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer, lavender body wash, lavender shampoo. I don't know about you guys. I would be using this in the morning because I do my showers in the morning so I can wake up. The lavender body lotion is great to use in the evening. Cedarwood and lavender diffused, or the one I mentioned earlier, Tranquil, awesome. Tranquil roll-on in the evening. And then whatever supplements that you might need before, you know, to help wind down. Sleep Essence is nice. This is in the evenings when I take my PD8020, which is a supplement to support my hormonal system. It's when I apply my Progessence Plus. It's when I apply Lady Sclerol. So I do a lot of endocrine system support and hormonal support for myself because of the years that I was using products. You know, when you start diving into the products that you use and start noticing, you know, when you looking them up and you start looking at those chemicals that are in them, you'll find that a lot of the chemicals in products, daily products, you know, conventional products, have chemicals that are known endocrine system disruptors. So our endocrine system is our adrenals, our thyroid, our hormones, our pituitary. So I do a lot of things to support those. And then you got questions, we got answers. So after you've watched this, if you still have some questions, you can always message us and ask questions. You can message me directly. You can message the person who signed you up, your friend that got you into Young Living. You can message them. If you're in our group, you can message us on the Living Holistic team page. To, you know, any questions that you have, we're always here. And if we don't know the answer, because I'll admit I don't know all the answers, but I'm always willing to research and find them. So we'll always find you an answer somewhere. And I would just like to thank everyone for coming this evening, and I hope this gave you some good information and helps give you, you know, a picture of where to go next. And also I'd like to thank, I got this presentation from a group called the Oil Posse. They do a lot of good presentations to use and lots of research material and lots of sharing things that they create that we can use to share things with others. So you always check them out if you're wanting to know more and have ways of sharing things with others. They have some great sharing tools. So I am going to stop the recording